Hi everyone, this is Coach Toyin, Christian Transformation and Lifestyle Coach and founder of the Narrow Gateway. This is video 4 in a series of videos that I'm doing to share with you 4 tools that will help you not to fall back into old patterns of sin and brokenness and disconnectedness from God as a result of these COVID times, these times of quarantine, these times of heightened pressure that we are all experiencing right now. Make sure you go back and watch videos 1, 2, and 3 where I started explaining the context within which I'm sharing these tools, and where I gave you tool 1 and tool 2. Tool 1 is put your faith in Jesus Christ, the only solution to your broken spirit, because anything that you're experiencing on the outside when it comes to manifestations of sinfulness and brokenness and disconnectedness from God and inability to hear his voice in this season, it comes from the state of your spirit. So what is the state of your spirit towards God? Is there proximity? Is there consistent closeness and restored intimacy? Because that is the state for which God created the human spirit. And if you can genuinely say that your spirit is not yet restored, is still broken, then you need to put your faith in Jesus Christ. There is no other one who will help you and who will restore you back. So go back. I started talking about it in video 1 and I finished in video 2. And then the second tool is walk in the Spirit. You are now saved. You now understand that you have been translated from the sinful nature that you were born into back into the original state for which God created your spirit. You're a new creation. That's what the Bible says. Oh, old has gone, the new has come. Now you've got to add to that a deliberate decision to amend your lifestyle to walk in the spirit. I started talking about that, I think, in video 2 and video 3. When I speak of walking in the spirit, I speak of I love to give the example of 2 people who got married. I'm from Nigeria, I'm Nigerian, or wherever it is that you might be from. You often find maybe somebody, one partner in a marriage, maybe one is living in the UK or in Canada or in wherever, the other one is living back home, let's say in Nigeria, for example. And, let's say, oh, they want to get married, they've been having this long distance relationship, they want to get married, and so, the man, for instance, comes to Nigeria, they have the wedding in Nigeria, everybody attends, it's a big affair, it's wonderful, they might even have their wedding night. 1 or 2 weeks later, the guy goes back to UK or US or wherever, and he's working on the papers so that his wife can come and join him. They are married. They have officially transitioned from their old state of singleness to their new state. In fact, the man is now telling his friends, I'm a married man now. The girl is back home telling her friends, please, I'm now Mrs. This. Call me. She changes her name. She changes her status on Facebook, on Instagram. Do you understand what I'm saying? She does a number of things here and there, peppers her life with the reality of the fact that she is now married. But her life has not actually changed. She has not actually made a transition, a substantial transition, and made the life shifts that need to be made so that she is no longer living as someone who is single in her previous state. She is now living as a married woman, a woman who is now married not just to anybody but to the specific man that she's married to. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the same thing for the guy. There are life shifts that need to be made so that you now experience your true state as real. If you do not make those life shifts, guess what? You will continue to live as your prior state. And that is the unfortunate reality for many Christians. Number one, many Christians do not really understand what it means to be saved. You've been saved for years, but you think that being saved was about going to heaven, or being saved was because you are better than the next guy. You don't do bad things, you now do good things. And you wonder why the world is so disappointed and disgusted in Christians. Because you don't need to be a Christian to do good things. There are many people who are not Christians that can help you be the best version of your old nature self. Do you understand? But there's only one who can transition you from the old nature of sin back to the nature for which you were created for. And that is the likeness of God. That is restoration to the image and likeness of God. And that is Jesus Christ. So many Christians don't understand that walking with Jesus and being saved is actually learning to live from your new nature. That is what it's about. Everything else is a result of you living in that lifestyle. So because people do not understand that, they do not understand that walking the Christian life is actually learning to walk in the Spirit. Because the Bible says, walk in the Spirit and you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. You are now married. Now make the life shifts you need to make so that you do not continue to live and experience life as if you are still single. That is what it is. That is what it is. So, and I think I spoke about that already in video 2, so I don't want to go into that, but I started speaking about the ways in which you can build your spirit so that your spirit can be strong, which is where you experience the strength not to fall into sin and not to fall into old patterns of emotional, mental brokenness, you understand, and psychological, the different forms of brokenness that people suffer from. I spoke about prayer. I spoke about, and please make sure you go and find out about my programs or reach out to me, send me an email on vnarrowgateway@gmail.com so that I can help you get you connected with the right programs that can help you when it comes to prayer and intimacy with God, when it comes to understanding the foundations of your faith, what it really means to be saved, when it comes to dealing with old habits of sin and brokenness in your life. I can help you with that. I've got programs to help you with that. You understand? So there's prayer, there's getting into studying the word and being deliberate about getting on programs. There's worship. Fill your life with the worship of God through music, through song. The song, music is so powerful. It is so powerful, guys. Instead of filling your life with sights and sounds of the earth that keep you carnal and keep you entrenched in your carnal nature, fill your life. Make a decision when you wake up in the morning to put on some worship music and allow it to enter into, penetrate through your emotions and so it can get into your spirit and feed you with life. Build your spirit. It can keep you experiencing the presence of God even while you're going about your daily life, telling this child, stop it, don't do that, eat your food. Do you understand? It is possible to still have that connection with the Spirit of God where you know that there's a back and forth conversation between Him and you in the Spirit, even though you are showing up fully in this earth. Do you understand what I mean? Fill your life, fellowship with other believers who are like-minded, chasing the same thing. Many times, nowadays especially, we want to live this life of isolation. I'm angry with Christians. I don't trust Christians, so therefore I stay by myself. Look, you cannot stay by yourself and make it as a Christian most of the time. You've got to connect with people. There are people. Yes, there are a lot of messed up people out there, but hey, you might actually be one of them. So don't judge. Do you understand? Rather, reach out for people who are also chasing an intimacy with God like you are, and form relationships, form fellowship, attend groups online, do stuff, do you understand, to form relationships that will help you to pursue this lifestyle of building your spirit. Because it is a strong spirit. The Bible said, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. Because your enemy is pouring, that's the devil. He's pouring around like a roaring lion, seeking who he will devour. Your response must be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. That is being strong in the Spirit. Walk in the Spirit. You will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. When the temptation to sin will come, because it will come, when the things, the life circumstances that made you broken in the first place, they come back to haunt you. The enemy will always come back to try to pull you back into the consequences of the old nature. Even though you are of the old new nature, he wants you to still live and experience life as if you are of the old nature. Do you understand? When the enemy comes, and he will come, and in these COVID times, he has come for many of you, if you're honest. Do you understand? He comes for us. But if you are growing and deciding this is not the time for me to be investing, when you know you are struggling, it is not the time for you to be investing yourself in things that keep your experience of life carnal. Do you understand? No matter if those things are good, it's not necessarily the time for you to go and buy a book by one really nice guy out there who is not feeding you with anything spiritual, but is feeding you with some nice feel-good stuff that's going to make you feel good for a moment or two, that it might improve your skills or whatever, but doing nothing for your spirit. No, what you need to be filling your time and your mind with and your life with is the things that are going to bulk up your spirit, so that your spirit can be strong and so that you have the power to say no to sin. You have the power to resist brokenness and say, I am not that person anymore. I am a new creation. I have been restored to union with God in the Spirit. That is the life that I am living from. That is the state and the point of view from which I am experiencing life and addressing the world. I am not going to go back. That comes from being strong in the Spirit. So that was tool 2. I'm going to go ahead and do video 5. I didn't think it was going to take this long, but video 5 where I'm going to share with you tool 3 on this topic of how not to fall back into sin and brokenness and disconnectedness from God in these COVID times of increased pressure. Make sure you go and find all the other videos.